Yo, Real 92.3 Bootleg Cav. DJ Head not present at the moment, but I got two legends in the building. Dungeon Family is here.
Yeah.
Big Boy, Sleepy Brown.
Believe that.
Welcome, man. Listen, I got to talk to Sleepy almost 10 years ago in Vegas, which was a big moment for me. And to have you, Big Boy, here, man. Outkast is like everything to me as a kid, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
And then your solo run has been special.
Come on, man. We just
Slept on, but I mean, man, stellar music you've been dropping over the last 10 years,
the
bro.
The big sleep is over.
Yeah. So you guys are linking up and dropping a joint project, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like this was kind of overdue.
It really was, but you know, it's perfect timing now because it just feels way more special now. You know, we got 13 tracks. It's really about to be incredible, man. We're very excited.
Yeah, and then the first single having CeeLo on the hook.
Yeah.
That's just like bringing everything full circle.
It's Dungeon Family,
Yes,
DF to Def, DFEE. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Has there ever been any discussion of doing another Dungeon Family Express album?
Yeah. We spoke about it. Yeah, man. So
hopefully, you know, we're still working on it. So.
yeah.
That'd be crazy,
Well,
man.
a couple of us are just gonna be putting out music, just to keep the pace and then see how everything transpires.
How's the rest of obviously, I remember when I shout out to Cool Breeze. Watch for the Hook was one of my favorite songs as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, how's like the crew doing? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's still in contact.
Yeah, absolutely.
We talk every day.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big Boy, yo, man, I think that this 50 MCs list came out. Did you see that 50 MCs list that went viral?
It was a whole bunch of them.
There was a lot of them, but there was the one that kicked it off.
I don't know. I think the CIA might have put that shit out.
They might have.
To distract y'all niggas.
Because it was pretty crazy. I put my own out. You're obviously on there.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like you get your just due when it comes to all-time greats? Because you're definitely an all-time great.
I know what I am and what I've done, and I just like to say when you elevate the God MC status, like the list and all that, that shit cute, but you just got to pull the tape. You just got to know who you are, and if you think you're the best, then you're the best. You know what I mean? Got to prove it.
Yo, it's crazy. Looking back at your career, what is your favorite? I know this is a hard thing to pick from, but what is one of your favorite verses of yours that comes to mind when I ask you that question?
One of my favorites?
Yeah.
I think one of my favorites, one of them might be Poppin' Tags from Speak About Love Below. I think because I changed my flow up maybe 5 or 6 different flows in one verse.
You was on the hook, right? Who was on the hook of that?
On Poppin' Tags?
Yeah. That was it.
What with Jay-Z?
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's what the inspiration of doing this project together. You guys are both such legends. Obviously, Sleepy Brown. A lot of people who don't know, there's generic hip hop fans who just know you as a singer. But
Right.
Organized Noise, one of the most legendary production groups ever. I'm glad that you guys put out that documentary, by the way, because it kind of educated a lot of people.
Yeah.
You guys have such crazy careers. What is motivating y'all to keep going, and what like, I guess, the energy of this project? Like, where do you guys think it came from?
I think the energy came from me and Big just being on the road and seeing the fans sing to the songs that we've done over the years, and we were finally like, man, let's just do some new stuff. You know what I mean? I think that was the whole thing with that. As far as Organized Noise, we just love music, man. It's like I was talking earlier and talking about Ray, and how Ray just has a library just full of records, dude, like just full of beats. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it's always been love for music for us.
So you like, Big, when you guys are working on this project, are you guys picking from like beats that are already done, or are you guys cutting up from scratch? Like, what's the process?
We cut from scratch. Like we're done. The album is finished.
Yeah.
It's 13 cuts. It's done. Production by Organized Noise, of course. That features Goody Mob is on the album. Of course, CeeLo Green is on the first single, Intentions. Also, Killer Mike is on there. It's a Dungeon Family affair, man, and it's a little bit of something on there for everybody. If you love the live instrumentation, if you love them knockdown 808s, you know what I'm talking about, them hip shaking 808s. The 808s that was out when hips and thighs matched.
Yes.
Them 808s right there. Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm talking about. Get along, dog. Yeah.
Yo, talk about Big. Talk about Killer Mike, man. Killer Mike's one of my favorite rappers of all time as well, and obviously you introduced us to him, man.
Yes.
And he's had an incredible run, and now he's an activist. He's doing Netflix, and then I got Run the Jewels like top 20 rap group all time already.
Dope.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good.
Based off of their 3 projects. But talk about, because I know there was like a weird little vibe between you guys for a little bit, but I mean, obviously it's family now. How proud are you to see like how far that guy's come?
it's like two of my biggest accomplishments as a record executive was signing Killer Mike and Janelle Monáe and introducing them to the world. Killer Mike is like my little brother. I always saw something in him, and his family. So to see him elevate and take his career to where it is now, not only just being just an artist, but being an activist and being somebody for the people. That's one thing I always admired about him, is that there's content to his character. You know what I mean? Same thing with Janelle. So just trying to just add something to the world instead of take away.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Dig it.
You dropped your last solo album was 2017, right? Or was it last?
We've
It was
been on the road
2017.
for so long. Was it when Boomerverse was the last solo
Yeah,
project?
yeah.
Yeah.
How many
Still.
songs how many Big Boy records are you sitting on for the next project?
It's hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yes.
Wow.
Hundreds of not full songs, but like maybe hook ideas, pieces of verses, melodies, tracks, but the hundreds.
Yo, it's crazy because one of the things I always wanted to make sure that I did was see you and Dre live together.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that first Coachella performance.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like weird. It was like you could tell you guys were just kind of getting back in the groove. But then I was in Tampa. You guys did a festival in Tampa, Florida, that I went to, and it was like one of the best shows I had ever seen.
Yeah.
That festival run that you guys put together, what's some of your like fondest memories from it? Because it was pretty legendary. You guys had the summer on lock.
Yeah, it was just taking my kids and my wife and my mom around the world. The place like Amsterdam and Paris and London. Just having my kids out with us the whole time, and they got a chance to kind of see Uncle Dre and their dad on stage together, as well as Uncle Sleepy. And they got a chance to see the world. That shit was dope. As well as when I got home, after we came out tour, just to look at the bank statement, I was like, holy shit. Like,
Yo, the check's cleared.
This for the great grandkids. Like, and I was like, thank you, Jesus, won't he do it? And it was just like fun, doing what you love to do. And
kind of getting back to the essence of why y'all got together in the first place, right?
I mean, it was just really fun, man. Because Dre doesn't perform really. And for him to come and get back out there and do them little 40 shows, it was dope being out there with my brother.
I had heard something, obviously, I don't know if you guys would be the guys to ask this, but something that just came out that Dre might be working on a solo project.
It's fake.
That's false.
Yeah, false.
Yeah, okay.
Fake news.
Thurs was up here and he had said something about it.
Is it Thurs or Murs?
It was Thurs.
Thurs.
Okay, yeah.
So and so I was like, yo, what?
Yeah, that's not
It's
real.
not true.
So that's Fugazi.
Yeah.
Okay. Sleepy, I know that you got to be somebody rooting for another Outkast album. This has got to be the question you get everywhere, Big. How many? Is there any at least? I don't know if I'm assuming you guys aren't working on any new music, but there's got to be some old unreleased cast just sitting on a hard drive somewhere.
No, it's just sitting on a 2-inch reel.
Yeah.
It's on a reel to reel.
Yeah, we got that in the vault at the studio. Stankonia. Yeah.
I mean, Gangstar, rest in peace to Groove. Gangstar
Yeah.
just dropped a new record.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It's hard,
Tribe
man.
dropped something a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never can say never,
Right.
Just whenever my man ready and shit, he'll come to the table.
That's a beautiful thing, man. Are you still breeding dogs?
Absolutely. Pitfall Kennels, Frenchies, English Bulldogs and Bullies. My little brother James, shout out to him down at the ranch in Atlanta, taking care of business. Yep.
That's dope, man.
That, and I also got owls now. I have a couple of owls.
Are you breeding owls or you just have them as pets?
I have my pets as pets right now. A couple of eagle owls, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, I heard owls is nothing to fuck with, though. Like, how do you, like, I
They're
mean,
pretty cool though.
Yeah,
Are they
I tell
chill?
you, yeah.
man. They're cool. I mean,
they got to be in a cage, right?
No,
Nah.
no.
They don't gotta be in a cage.
No, you get them a perch, they'll sit right there on the back of that chair all day long while you
Really?
smoke a blunt. Yeah.
Yo, that's great.
Why
Yo,
so
I've never heard a rapper have an owl.
right.
Moneybag Yo was in here. He said he had a tiger and it got out, and he just was like, I kind of.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like,
not
that's
doing the
something-
tiger.
Man, owl though, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
What do you feed that? You just like throw a mouse on the floor and watch it do its
Mice,
thing?
you give it to them, a mice, they'll eat them whole, like rats. Like, yeah.
Wow. What about you, Sleepy? You got any crazy animals at the crib?
Yeah, I got a pet cricket.
That nigga named Jiminy. Get it on, doggy.
Hell out them legs.
Wait, you got a pet cricket?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just.
Oh,
about to say,
shit.
bro, what
Stupid
the
as
hell?
hell. Jiminy and them.
It's Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah,
God damn.
but
Oh, that is crazy. I'm assuming, with Goody Mob being on the project, Sleepy, if they're gonna put out some new music, I'm assuming you guys are gonna be working on the beats. Is that something that's being discussed at all?
Yeah, definitely. Goody Mob was talking about doing some new work. You know, of course, Brother CeeLo is really busy, so
We
once
got to
they,
get CeeLo rapping again, man. I
oh,
remember when I
He
heard they
rapping.
don't
Oh,
dance
he
no
rapping.
more.
He rapping.
Listen, when I heard they don't dance no more, that was like one of them verses that was like,
yeah,
Yeah.
he's still rapping. Now.
Yeah.
He's more
Definitely.
wanted right now as far as singing.
oh yeah,
You
he's
know, he
of
does
course.
show is all for his singing, but he's definitely still around.
Yo, we always when we have some Atlanta guys in here, you know, you guys are obviously the goats of the city, point blank. Period.
Brother.
I think that from you, you know, that's not even a conversation. We always kind of talk about the trap because you know, obviously after you guys, the trap wave came, T.I., Jeezy,
Yeah.
Chains, etc. What is in your guys' opinion? Who's on the on the Mount Rushmore of trap music?
Mm.
I'd be curious to kind of get your guys' take on that because everyone's kind of said something different.
I don't even get into that
I
type
say
of shit.
T.I., Jeezy, Future.
Gucci got to be on there too,
Oh,
right?
of course, yes, of
Gucci,
course,
right?
Gucci.
Yeah, yeah.
So those four.
Yo, speaking of Future, a lot of people don't know Future's got Dungeon Family roots.
Oh yeah, that's Rico's first cousin.
And I was gonna also say Usher. Usher got Dungeon Family roots, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't he around?
He stayed at the dungeon
Oh yeah,
for a
well
little
yeah.
bit.
When he first signed with the Face Records, came to Tennessee, he stayed with us.
So
Yeah.
he stayed with y'all.
Oh yeah, he
Mhm.
stayed with us for like
For a
2
minute.
or 3 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And
Then
how
he-
old was he at that point in time?
12,
Yeah.
12, 13.
Then he went to New York to live with Puffy, and then that was it.
Okay.
Yeah. He did.
So he left the dungeon and then, yo, that's got to be a wild ass childhood to be living with the Dungeon
Really?
family,
Yeah.
It definitely got
and then to go
wild.
live with
Then
Puffy,
he was eating cereal with
all
Puffy
in the
after that.
'90s.
Wasn't it? That what they said? I thought it was.
Wait, what was he eating?
Cereal? I don't know. I thought they was eating
Yeah,
cereal.
there's
Shit.
something like that.
Yeah.
Was Future always early on? Was he like always on the melody shit? Because
Now Rico kind of really taught him that. You know, when Future came around, he really just a hood kid. You know, but he had really great talent. You know, he was really talented. So by him being around his cousin, he learned a lot from Rico. You know, Rico taught him the basics, how to do a song, the verse, hook, verse, bridge. You know, he taught him the format of doing songs, and Future ran with it.
that's big, man.
Yeah.
I always think it's dope
Proud
to
of
see Future having the Dungeon Family tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny that
Because there's a lot of kids that probably Google that shit and then they're like, oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
funny. He just went and got there. Like he didn't, you know what I'm saying? He didn't tell nobody. So,
So he just was like, hey guys, I'm
yeah,
in.
like boom, like oh okay,
Yeah.
I guess that's what it is. Then.
That's crazy, yo. Yo, big. You know, I always have a conversation with Outkast stands. My guy Eric LaRock behind the camera is one of them. We always have a debate. I feel like the two cast albums that are you're either an ATLiens guy or you're an Aquemini guy.
right.
I feel like those are the two. Even though you guys got the Grammy for Speaker Box and the Love Below.
Yes.
What's your favorite cast album? Big.
That's like picking one of my kids over another one.
Well, today, what's your favorite? It could change tomorrow.
It's different times. Like different albums capture different moments in your life. You know, Southern Playalistic, we were 17, 18 years old. Is doing a lot of smoking and drinking and kind of partying with the girls, discovering. ATLiens, we were kind of figuring out who we were as young men. I was becoming a father at that time, so I had to really kind of tighten up and be straight laced.
Mm-hmm.
Aquemini was kind of all the way Aquarius. Like, okay, that's who I am. Let me live up to that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Then after Aquemini, we went to Stankonia when we thought the world was going to end with the
Which is
Y2K
my
thing.
favorite.
Yeah.
Stanko's your favorite? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a-
Gasoline
it's a-
Dreams, I mean. I just,
Yeah, it was a lot of.
Let me tell you something.
A lot of anger in that.
I know
fear.
every single word of Bombs Over Baghdad. It took me
Nice.
3 months to memorize that entire song front to back.
Dope. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's different ones, man. Different strokes for different folks.
Who, like, when it came to, I always thought that the sequencing of Aquemini was so amazing, just the way it flowed.
Yeah.
The way the song Aquemini, how you come back in, the name is Big Boy, Daddy Fat Sex, the one that like them Cadillac. Who, like, when it came to you guys sequencing those projects, was it a group effort? Was it, obviously Sleepy, I'm sure you were part of that conversation. Like, what was that? Because I feel like it just flowed. That's one of my favorite albums ever.
It was something like how me and Dre, when we make albums, we work on all the songs at the same time, so we don't just stop on one record.
Right.
So you kind of build them. Same thing with me and Brown with the Big Sleepover. Like we sequencing as we're finishing songs. You know what I'm saying? So certain tracks might move up, and it's like you're building a house. You know what I'm saying? So it's a group effort, like how you want it to theatrically sound to the listener. You know?
Yeah.
That's fair.
And it was
So-
kind of like more about making a story,
Mm.
or,
Yeah.
or a play. You know what I mean?
I mean, the art of storytelling is like I mean,
Yeah.
man, man.
Right.
Oh my goodness. With this new album, obviously times have changed. There's a new climate in hip hop that's like, I feel like the cream of the crop is still like rising to the top. Kendrick, Cole, Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there's also like all that stuff in the middle that's kind of, it's just a weird time for hip hop. Like, how do you feel about the current state of where rap music is? Because it's definitely it's different right now with all the SoundCloud stuff and
Yeah, it's
a lot
cool.
of these IG antics going on.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I just tell all the new artists just to be original. It's always cool when you got somebody that's got a refreshing flow and not using that one pattern all the time, and experiment. The more you stand out, the more you're yourself, the more you're gonna stand out in the crowd, and the more you're gonna get noticed. You know what I mean? And just stay practicing. But I dig a lot of it. Like, I might not buy a lot of these artists' whole album, but I definitely buy the songs, and I don't just because I got Tidal or Apple Music or Spotify.
Right.
Like, I
You go on
physically
iTunes
I buy the records.
What's the last couple songs you remember buying?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm looking at my phone. I'm gonna tell you right now what I bought. I bought what is this? That was that Drogba Afro B.
Yep.
Bought that. I bought that new Red Man, Black Man in America. That shit hard. Metronomy Forever, Intentions. I bought that. I also bought the what's this? When you will, I find my way, dog. Just some reggae shit. King Tubby. I bought some Terrence Trent D'Arby. Signed my name on the dotted line.
Okay.
Bought a little The Baby.
The Baby's fire.
Yeah, The Baby. I like The Baby. I like that new one he got where him and his homeboys on the 4-wheeler.
Oh yeah.
Like, I like the rappers that can rap.
The Baby can rap his ass off.
Yeah, I like that. So, and he's a smart guy too.
Very smart guy. Yeah, and I do feel like there's like a big wave of guys right now that like, I feel like they're like Outkast babies. Like, shout out to like JID Jid from Dreamville, Earth Gang. There's a lot of guys who I'm like, yo, obviously these guys grew up listening to Outkast. Do you hear your influence in a lot of this new generation?
And a whole lot of it, but that's what it's for. Everybody, just like we were influenced by, the Michael Jacksons and the Prince and
Tribe.
Isley and Tribe and the Souls of Mischiefs and the NWAs. Like, I mean, you can hear flows and patterns and a little bit of us and a little bit of everybody, and that's what makes the music grow bigger. But the thing is you take what you learn and you morph into yourself.
Sleepy, on the production side, I'm curious, who do you respect right now that's up and coming? That's because I feel like there's some dope producers that have really kind of laid out some dope legacies over the last 5 or 6 years.
Any nigga on Fruity Loops? No, just fucking with you.
The thing is, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I can't really sit here and say because I don't really know
who's producing.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's back in the day, they would make sure to tell you who produced.
That's
what.
true.
Now
the producers were bigger.
Oh, they tell you now too. They be like,
they got their tag.
Lil Drake on the track before the track start. You don't know what it's saying.
It's no Metro though. Yeah.
Well, Metro, I say that. I love Metro.
Yeah.
Definitely love Metro. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Definitely. But it's kind of hard. I don't really, and that's so sad that I don't really know who's producing what. But I do follow Metro.
Is there going to be a Big Boy Sleepy Brown tour for the album?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Big sleepover coming, man. We finna do it heavy. That's why we made the music, so we can get out here and give the people something new to go with the plethora of hits we already got and just really have a big time party.
Is there any song that you guys get tired of performing?
No, that should be just. It's crazy.
The crowd will make you.
I don't care how tired you're doing it, man.
Yeah.
Time you come on, you
the energy and
I feel like that there had to have been times big where you guys had a record on the radio that was so big that you were like, man, this shit is played out even to me.
No, I know Dre got tired of performing Hey Ya. He was like,
Hey Ya, for sure.
I
was gonna say Hey Ya's the one who comes up
195 times. God damn, here's Hey Ya. Dre used to hate
he
doing
was
that.
so tired of that right
Oh man. That's I can see that. I was thinking maybe the way you move, maybe that song was so big.
Oh, that song's still funny.
That's such a crazy record, man.
Yeah.
Well, when's the album dropping?
Next year. Yep.
Don't really have a date, but we're just saying next
The
year.
video just dropped
done.
with CeeLo.
Yep, Intentions. We're gonna put out another song probably this side of the year too. And once they, show appreciation for that, then we'll give y'all the album. But this record is doing great right now. So we out here shaking hands, kissing babies, making our rounds like the Black Trumps. And yeah, we're gonna make this shit happen for sure.
Hopefully another Dungeon Family project.
Maybe.
Maybe. And hey, before we let you go, big last question. I'm curious. We talked about that top MCs list. Excluding cast, what is your top groups list? Give us like 5.
Groups?
Yeah.
That I like?
Yeah, top 5 groups all time. Let's talk hip hop.
Oh, I was about to say it can't just be hip hop.
No, let's go strictly hip hop.
NWA, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Goody Mob,
Yes.
definitely, and the whole Hieroglyphics crew.
Hyro.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Hey, shout out to you for shouting them out because they don't get enough love.
Yeah,
man.
boy, them
that's true,
boys
they
raw,
don't.
man, for sure.
Yeah.
Casual, all them boys, dope.
Oh, for sure.
Dale the Funky Homo Sapien, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Dabalina, all that, man. Came up on all that shit.
It's lit. Yo, thank you guys for coming through, man. Cannot wait to hear the project.
Appreciate it, bro.
Big boy Sleepy Brown.
Get along, dog, yeah.